Hey guys, this is Frozen Wish Studios here, and welcome back to another TV show review. And today, I'm going to be doing a review on A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. So, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder is a British TV show adaptation of the Holly Jackson novel of the exact same name. It is a show ran by Poppy Kogan and is directed by Dolly Wells, and it premiered on BBC Three in the UK back in July. And then recently, just last Friday, Thursday, Friday, I think, August 1, yeah, it's a Thursday. It premiered on Netflix for the rest of the countries, and so yeah, and it stars Emma Myers, Iqbal, Asha Banks, Raquel Goran, Judy Morgan Colley, Yali Topol, Margalith, Yasmin Al, it's yeah, Carla Woodcock, Matthew Bateton. Yeah, yeah, I don't know anyone except Emma Myers. So yeah, and the show tells the story of Andy Bell, who was pretty much murdered 5 years prior to the events of the show. But nobody was able to investigate. Well, there were some answers, like vague answers as to why exactly what happened to Andy Bell. But then 5 years later, yeah, a local schoolgirl named Pip, played by Emma Myers, is convinced that they did not they weren't able to fully recognize what exactly happened to Andy Bell. That the police did not do a good job of investigating the Andy Bell case. So she decided to be a girl boss detective herself and investigate the Andy Bell case, taking over the job of the detectives. And so yeah, he teams up with Ravi, who eventually dates her, and also her best friend Kara, and yeah, and all that stuff. And so yeah, she pretty much further investigates the case, and proves to the police that they actually didn't really do the best that they can. But of course, well, since she's just a local schoolgirl, everybody thinks she's crazy, and plus the fact that Andy Bell's death was 5 years ago, so a lot of townspeople were like, I don't care about Andy Bell, but they all must make sure. But Pip must convince them that she really that this case really means a lot to her. So yeah, now I'm pretty sure that this is a show nobody has ever heard of, or yeah, no one has ever heard of, and even me, I didn't hear about this until like a couple of years ago, and I will say pretty much explain how I first heard of this show, because yeah, I feel like I'm the only one who's heard of. But yeah, so basically it was back in 2022. A couple of, I think it was early 2023, I believe, when I first heard of this. I followed Emma Myers' Instagram page. I'm not sure if it's really if Emma Myers who really owns that page, or if it's just a fan page account or something. I'm sure you know what I mean by that if you've seen those, fan pages of like celebrities. But yeah, I follow her because I was a huge fan of Emma Myers in Wednesday. Yeah, sure. She's not my number one favorite character in Wednesday. That would be the title character herself, played by Jenna Ortega. But I also loved Emma Myers' performance as Enid too. And yeah, I was so blown away by her performance that I really wanted to see more from this girl. I actually immediately I immediately became a fan of hers after seeing her on Wednesday. Which, by the way, later this month I am planning to review. I am planning to rewatch Wednesday leading up to Beetlejuice. And before Beetlejuice comes out, I am going to re-review Wednesday, because my original review on Wednesday did not age well at all. Let me tell you. Yeah, it didn't age well. So I discovered this show through that Emma Myers page. Like they were having this behind the scenes of they had this behind the scenes photos that they were posting on Instagram, and it also looks of the character that Emma Myers is playing, Pip. And damn, I gotta say, Pip looks freaking adorable and gorgeous. I honestly already fell in love with Pip, but just looking at her. So I did some research on the show. I know it's based in the book. And book fans are saying that Emma Myers looked perfect for the character of Pip. And so yeah, so this became one of my most anticipated upcoming shows. So just looking at how much potential there was. So yeah, and then I tried to watch the show I tried to watch the show online in BBC, but eventually I stopped and I'm like, you know what? I'll just wait patiently for Netflix, and finally it came to Netflix, and yeah, after seeing A Good Girl's Guide to Murder for myself, I gotta say, I freaking love this show. Sorry, it is amazing. It is such an amazing show, and I know, like what I said earlier, this is a show that no one has heard of and no one cares about. But I am certainly going to make you care about this show, because this is a show that you should watch. You should watch, and I mean, you all should watch this show. It's on Netflix, so if you have Netflix, you're lucky. And if you're from the UK, maybe you could actually watch the show on BBC Three. It's up to you, either that or Netflix. But yeah, and honestly, I'm gonna go as far as saying it's one of the best shows of the year. Like, sure, yes, Cobra Kai season 6, of course, is my favorite show of the year. I mean, what else is there to say? But this is actually but this and X-Men 97 are neck to neck as my second favorite show of 2020 of 2024. I'm actually debating on which is actually truly better. This or X-Men 97. But honestly, right now, I'd give a slight edge to this show. I'd give the slight edge here, because yeah, this show is just more fresh in my mind than X-Men 97. And also, Pip is a better character than any character in X-Men 97. In fact, I'd actually put Pip as one of my crushes of 2024. She is like that gorgeous. Well, not as much as someone like Val from Inside Out 2. Yeah, Val from Inside Out 2 is my main crush of 2024, but Pip is certainly right up there. And yeah, in fact, let's talk about Emma Myers first, because Emma Myers was actually the reason why I saw this show, and I gotta say, she freaking knocks it out of the park. As much as I can praise her in Wednesday, as much as I want to, honestly, she is better in this show. Yes, I am not joking. Emma Myers actually gave a better performance in this show than Wednesday. This is her best performance. Okay, well, comparing this to Wednesday, I will say that Wednesday is slightly better as a show in itself. Wednesday is a tad bit better. Wednesday is a tad bit better, but it's just Emma Myers herself. But yeah, I mean, Jen Ortega was still the standout on Wednesday anyway. So yeah, Emma Myers had more advantage. Yeah. And yeah, Emma Myers is just perfection here. She really embodies the character Pip so well. She really made strengthened this show. She made this show as good as it is, and she's not just some girl boss detective. She actually has a unique and relatable personality, especially with her school life. I mean, this is not just a murder mystery, but it can also be a coming of age show. And it's a show where you could actually follow Emma Myers' Pip. Yeah, and all the other characters are great too. I'll get to them later, but Pip is no competition. The best character in this in this show. And I gotta say, as a murder mystery show, this is honestly the greatest murder mystery since Knives Out. Oh, actually, scratch that. It's the greatest murder mystery ever told. Period. Even better than the Knives Out. Yeah, I would see a better murder mystery than Knives Out. But here we are. Yeah, here we are with this amazing show right here. Yeah, this is my favorite murder mystery, mainly because of just how intriguing it is. Intriguing it is, and it's so unique to see a protagonist, the detective of the show, actually not be a legit detective, but rather just a normal person who actually wants to help the police, help the detectives in finishing off this case. And yeah, Pip is so smart, and she's such a badass. Yeah, she's such a badass, and yeah, the show is incredibly charming. It is vastly entertaining, and the mystery is super intriguing. And yeah, and this show is very tense. It left me on the edge of my seat throughout. The soundtrack in the show is absolutely amazing. Yeah, what a soundtrack it is. There are some licensed IP songs like in the first half of the show, and also the finale as well. And let me tell you, the licensed IP is really well used. Yeah, it's such a well used. Yeah, and when it's not, and there's also a score in this, and let me tell you, the score is absolutely amazing. It's so chilling, and there are a lot of suspenseful moments where I was like literally rooting for Pip to survive and not get caught by any bitches. Like, there was a scene where Pip and Ravi were inside the school. Like, Ravi pulled this fire alarm, false alarm to get everyone out, and they could sneak in. And then eventually the head of the school found out that both of them were actually inside the school, and so they had to make an escape. That actually left me on the edge of my seat, and I was rooting for them to make their getaway. I was like, come on, escape, don't get caught. And I was like, I was actually scared shitless that they would actually get caught, or maybe even get arrested and stuff. And yeah, and each episode is just really each episode is just really well done, and it's actually very fast paced. Yeah, maybe there are times when the show can get slow paced, but it's not it was never boring at all. Yeah, like, I never got bored once with the show. It's just such a blast, and it's harmless too as well. Yeah, it's very harmless. And yeah, and as for the supporting characters, all are great as well. Kara, Naomi, Becca, Max, all great characters. Sal is great. Who else? There was more, but I can't really get all the characters on the top of my head. But probably the best of these supporting characters, my personal favorite is Ravi. I mean, sure, yeah, I love Kara too. Yeah, Kara is great, but Ravi is just such an amazing companion to such an amazing companion to Pip. And both Pip and Ravi were actually gave such a strong chemistry throughout. So Pip wasn't just working alone; she actually worked with Ravi on this case, and their chemistry is absolutely spot on. Up to the point where I actually shipped them. I was like shipping them, and in the finale, guess what? They actually started to date and kiss. And when they kissed, I was like, fuck yes. When you actually root for them to like be together, when a male and female character gets to work together, and all that stuff, and you actually ship them, yeah, and then it actually feels earned when they actually become a couple at the end. That works out. In fact, this is actually, yeah, both Pip and Ravi are basically the live action human versions of Nick and Judy. Like, seriously, their chemistry with each other is literally the live action Nick and Judy. In fact, it's arguable that this show might just be the live action version of Zootopia. Okay, well, maybe if we're talking about like overall mystery and detective solvings and not just in no detective stories about murder, I'd still say Zootopia is the best mystery. Still has the best mystery story, but just as a murder mystery story, this one does it the best right here. And yes, there are times when the finale can get dark. There are times when the show can get dark as well, like with episodes 3 and episodes 5. Episode 5 is my favorite episode. Actually, no, scratch it. Episode 3 is my personal favorite. When I saw episode 5, I was like, that's the best episode. But that's the best episode. But actually, on reflection, episode 3 is my favorite. Episode 3 was by far the darkest episode yet, especially with seeing Pip in the world of sex and alcohol, and she's like in this party and it's about to be fucked by someone. Yeah, that was my favorite moment of the show. It is so dark and creepy, that scene alone. And yeah, now, do I have any flaws with the film? I will admit though, I do have one nitpick with this show. I do have one nitpick. Is that the ending is a little confusing. Yeah, the finale is not one of my favorite episodes. It's probably one of the weaker ones. Episode 5 actually felt more like a finality to the show than episode 6. But the finale that we got, it's overall satisfying. It's a great finale. It's a great finale to Pip's storyline, like as a character. At least at least Pip's character was like became completely developed. And Pip's character development was actually completed, but there is a few things like missing. Yeah, the ending of the show is not going to be for everyone. Basically, what happens in the finale is, well, I'm gonna say minor spoilers. So yeah, you've been warned. So as it turns out, Becca is actually the real killer of this show. She actually was the one who killed Andy and even dumped her in this what's that, the well, this canal or something like that. Yeah, she dumped Andy's body in a canal. And then when Becca took Pip to the canal, the same canal as Andy's body is, Becca actually revealed that she was the one who killed Andy and dumped her there and attempted to and literally pushed Pip towards the canal. Well, thankfully she didn't fall and then ran away. Apparently, Pip and Ravi were the only and Kara were the only ones who knew that Becca didn't. Becca literally runs away scot-free, and there was no consequence. Like, there's no, like, she didn't get arrested. Yeah, not even arrested. Like, she just gets away scot-free from it. So yeah, now it is a minor plot hole, but thankfully it doesn't do much to affect the show's quality. The only thing this nitpick affected the show from is being in my top 5 favorite shows of all time, because if it wasn't for that ending that they went for, then this actually would have been in my top 5 favorite shows of all time. But let's be real here, it's actually really hard for a show to be perfect, because even Cobra Kai has I have I can name a couple of nitpicks with Cobra Kai. So shows being perfect are a hard thing. So I can easily forgive that ending because of how much I love this show. So overall, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder is probably one of the most underrated TV shows I have ever seen. Oh yeah, also one thing I forgot to mention about the show, one compliment I forgot to give to the show is how it's just how it feels like classic TV. Now, I don't have a problem with this when it comes to most TV shows, but most TV shows nowadays would feel like movies. Like, they would feel very cinematic. They would have like such a high budget, and they wouldn't even feel like movies, just stretched out into like different episodes, and yeah, they would have like a super long runtime if you convert that into a movie. But again, I don't have a problem with that. But A Good Girls Guide to Murder, it is the TV show fans need right now. One that actually has a classic feel to it. So yeah, but yeah, in conclusion, the show is awesome. It's underrated. You should watch it, and it is a little divisive from the people who saw it. There are some people who love it and others who hate it, but thankfully the ratings are positive. So thank God for that. So yeah, you'll see where this will land in my top 10 best shows 2024 list. But I assure you, I guarantee you, it will be extremely high in my top 10 favorite shows of 2024 list. So with that said, I'm going to give A Good Girl's Guide to Murder 5 stars out of 5 for Flawless Show. So also for my review of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, yeah, so Emma Myers' next project is apparently Minecraft, and while Minecraft is not one of my most anticipated shows of 2020, no, most anticipated movies, sorry, of 2025, I am actually excited. I am looking forward to it, and the main reason I'm looking forward to it is because of Emma Myers being in it. Yeah, I guarantee you she's going to be the real standout of the film. So yeah, have you seen the show? If you haven't yet, did my review of this pique your interest? So yeah, comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for my review on M. Night Shyamalan's Trap, which I did see yesterday, but I didn't get a time to review it. But tomorrow I will try my best to review it. And also stay tuned for my review on the Alien franchise leading up to Alien Romulus after Trap. So yeah, bye guys.